Welcome to Women in Power Active, a podcast started to empower women to find their own active adventure. I'm your host, Jacalyn Gross. Today, we're pulling up a true force in the world of street lifting and calisthenics. Danae Morgan, a national champion and record-holding athlete, Danae has quite literally elevated the sport muscle up by muscle up, pull up by pull up. From dominating the US Streetlifting National Championships to representing on the world stage, she's redefined what strength looks like for women, proving that sometimes the strongest move you can make is lifting yourself up again and again. But beyond your social media and all your incredible achievements, I actually couldn't find out much about you, the person behind the podium. So I'm really excited to change that today. Welcome to the show, the Queen of Gainz, Danae.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that intro and for inviting me on here today.
Yeah, no, I truly am so excited to get to know you. So I guess let's start at I know I always say this, but let's start at the very beginning. How did you become an active person?
So I think I was always an active person. Like I just, as a kid, I loved running around. I was like the younger of the crew. Like I was always the youngest. So I was
Mhm.
around older kids. And so I'd ride their big bikes and their skateboards and stuff that they had that kind of like fit their level. But I would
Mhm.
just, jump in and do that. So yeah, I always loved to be active. It's just like, it was just fun to me. Like I love running. I actually grew up in Jamaica, so
Oh, cool.
I was born there. And when in Jamaica, people like to run, like we run around.
Mhm.
So like in school, I was always like racing everybody, and I was like always the fastest female in every grade growing up. So I'm proud of that.
That's so cool. So did you do like actual racing when you were younger? Like did you like do cross country or track or anything?
I did do track, not cross country. I was more of a sprinter.
Hmm.
So I remember in second grade, I really wanted to do track because I found out about it, and they told me I was too young though. So,
In second
but
grade?
so in second grade,
Yeah, that's incredible.
I was like, I really want to do track,
Yeah.
but I was too young. But the coach took an interest in me because he saw like potential. And so he took me to a track, like the actual track and field. And that was the first time I saw a track like in person. And I was just
Mhm.
like so in awe of it. So that was like my first like moment of like, wow, this is something I actually like want to do.
Oh, that's so cool. So did you then
Yeah.
like get I come from a running background too, so like I love hearing the story, but like did you kind of like get into running first then?
Yeah, so in middle school, so at that time I had moved to America,
Mhm.
and in middle school that's when I started doing track.
Oh
Yeah.
wow. That's cool. What were your events?
So I did the 400
Hmm.
and 400, 200, 100. Like
Okay,
I was a sprinter.
truly.
I did hurdles and high jump as well.
Okay, cool. So you get into track, you're a sprinter, and so how do you get into the pull up like street like all this stuff? Like I was called you the Queen of Games because that's what you go by on your on social media, but like how did you get
Yeah.
into all of that?
I ended up moving in high school to a different town,
Hmm.
and there, I guess, like they did have track there, but I just
Hmm.
wasn't allowed to do it because my mom, she wanted my grades to be higher, and she didn't really think that like athletics was something females can like really do anyways. So it was just like,
Oh.
you got to focus on school,
Hmm.
go to like business school, whatever, the usual stuff.
Hmm.
So that wasn't something like, even though like I felt like I had a lot of potential, and the coach at the time at that school wanted me to be on the team, and I actually did sneak on the team, but then she found out and basically called the coach and got me out of there.
Oh my
So
God.
that was, yeah, so that was the end of my track career. And after that, I didn't really do sports or like organized sports. I did do swimming for a little bit, but only because I didn't really like swimming. I just did it because my sister did it, and I just
Yeah.
wanted to do it with her. But then she graduated. She's 3 years ahead of me.
Okay.
So she graduated, and I was like, I don't want to do this. So
Hmm.
that was it. I didn't really do any sports after that. But I always stayed active, like playing like ultimate frisbee with friends. And
Hmm.
in college, I ended up doing kendo, which is a Japanese sword martial art. I don't know if you've heard of it.
Mm-mm. No, that's
Yeah, it's like it's a sport where basically you're fighting. It's kind of like fencing,
cool.
but they use like bamboo sticks, and there's more than one. There's different
Oh,
hit points,
yeah.
but yeah, it was fun. But that's what I did in college, and I had no idea what calisthenics was. I didn't
Yeah.
even know it was even a thing. Like, of course, I knew how to do push-ups and sit-ups and the usual things everyone
Hmm.
does. And I could probably do like one or two pull-ups, but I didn't know there was like a whole sport in with calisthenics until later on in life when I actually got relocated for a job I was working for,
Hmm.
and I just got bored and I
Yeah.
wanted to do something physical, but I didn't want the traditional like weightlifting because that seemed boring to me.
Yes.
So I ended up on YouTube and discovered that, oh, there's this thing calisthenics. And
Hmm.
so I was just doing calisthenics in my bedroom, and that's kind of how it started. And then from there I actually got really lucky because I was like, well, I'll just find a calisthenics gym because,
Yeah.
people are doing this.
Yeah.
So there actually was a calisthenics gym about 20 minutes from where I lived.
That's
And
crazy.
yeah, I didn't know how rare that was because
Mhm.
there are no calisthenics gyms around. Like
Yeah.
there's some now popping up, but this was around 2020 or
Uh-huh.
2019, 2020. There was no calisthenics gyms. This was like one of the only ones. So it was crazy that like I lived 20 minutes from it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I went there and pretty much the rest was history. I got involved in the community from there, got involved with Instagram and learned about like competitions and then just started competing.
Wow, that's a crazy story because I've never even heard of those calisthenics gyms at all. Like I didn't know that was a thing. So that's crazy that it was like 20 minutes away. Like I guess what drew you in? Like what hooked you to kind of want to just keep doing it?
I did have a conversation with somebody, and this was actually kind of like a stranger I just met. It was someone that was playing in a band, and I like music. I
Mhm.
played instruments growing up, so I just happened to talk to him, and we got into a conversation about like being just like doing things that you actually like to do and
Yep.
that you're passionate and that you're good at. And then, so that just got me thinking, like, oh, so when I got back home, because that was on vacation, I got back and I was like, well, I want to do something, physical. Like I want to do some kind of sport,
Hmm.
not traditional weightlifting. And so that's what really drew me to it. It just kind of happened. Like it
Hmm.
wasn't like particularly like, oh, I really want to do this specific sport. It's just like I discovered it and
Yeah.
I just got into it.
Yeah. Oh,
Mm.
I mean that makes sense. Like it just like kind of you just heard about it and you're like, "Oh, this is for me. Like this is what I want to do." Like what
Yeah, and it was just easy too because I could start, like I said, I started in my bedroom. So
yeah, that's true.
yeah.
Um sorry, my brain goes like, "What does your mom think of this?"
So they didn't think much of it,
Yeah.
uh, especially like, yeah, my mom, my mom, because she's still like more traditional. So
Hmm.
at the time I did have a good job, so there was no issues with it. But it
Yeah.
was it was just like a thing I was doing on the side. It wasn't like a big thing.
Yeah.
Um, but eventually I ended up getting laid off from my job
Hmm.
and I did not go back to work. I was like, I'm gonna somehow make this work.
Hmm.
And then I went on to compete internationally, which was crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm still making it work, but it's and they don't necessarily agree with that. Like I say, my mom and my stepdad is Italian, so
Hmm.
the way they communicate is very like loud. Like I don't know if you've been around Italian people, but
Yeah.
he'll just like say, if there's no money, you're not getting paid for this. You're
Yeah.
spending all this time working out and
Yeah.
nothing's showing or whatever. So yeah, they have their opinion on that, but I've been making it work, and
Yeah.
I do other things on the side too. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't regret my decision.
No, no, this is so
Mhm.
cool. Yeah, and I hope you don't mind me asking that. But I was just curious because like I think it's so awesome like to find what you love doing and to do it. Like that's amazing and you're inspiring so many
Yeah.
people. Okay, so honestly, traditionally women specifically have a hard time doing pull-ups in general. Like I climb a decent amount or usually when I'm not a little injured right now, um
Mm,
but I am able to do pull-ups because of that. But otherwise, it's like kind of a hard thing for women to be able to do. So, like, did you have some like instant success with being able to do a decent amount of pull-ups, like naturally?
no. I created myself through obsession.
Yeah.
So I was like when I first started doing pull-ups, my sister actually bought me a pull-up bar. So I just had like a pull-up bar right on the bathroom. So
Hmm.
like every time I'd go in there, I'd like do pull-ups. And I would wake up. So I would do pull-ups every single morning and then before I go to sleep. So at least twice a day and then more if I go to the gym that day. So I was just doing a lot of pull-ups. And it wasn't just pull-ups, it was pull-ups, push-ups, some at core exercises. It
Hmm.
was like everything. So I
Yeah.
was just doing it constantly, and there was no like program that I was following. I was just like doing it because like I just wanted to do it.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
awesome. I
So
want to get
yeah, I mean, I sorry, I did struggle with pull-ups,
Mhm.
especially like dead hangs. Like I couldn't hang on the bar for 10 seconds. Like that's how like it was so painful the first time like hanging on the bar. But like I just like pushed through it and eventually obviously it got a lot easier.
Yeah. This is like so cool because like you're kind of having some pushback from like your family. You started out and you were not like super just like instantly good at it. You had to work really hard. Like it just shows like how much you actually love the sport and wanted to do well at it. Like that's so cool. Um
Thank you.
yeah, yeah, that's like congratulations to you. And then like for competitions, how does that work? How does that look?
So at first there was just like local competition, so
Mhm.
people just hosting things in their gyms. And yeah, I kind of, traveled like obviously I had to drive myself or I drove with friends or something. But yeah, all the expenses are just like me covering it. And eventually I would say like Instagram played a huge role in me discovering like what's out there because like I started seeing other females like in France that were doing like weighted pull-ups
Uh-huh.
and weighted dips and I was like, whoa, I could do that.
Yeah.
So like I remember seeing them compete. What year was it? Maybe 2022.
Hmm.
Yeah, 2022. There was like a huge competition, and that was actually the street lifting competition that I competed in the following year, 2023.
Hmm.
So I saw that in 2022 and I was like, well, I have to do that. And I actually like did it in the next year, which is it's crazy to think about because like I didn't even know like how I was gonna get to because it was in Germany.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely like it seemed out of reach, but somehow I was just like I'm gonna do this and it actually happened.
Yeah, and that in 2023, that was the year you had the most pull-ups, right?
So with street lifting, so I do two
Yeah.
different sports. Basically, they're the same sport, but two different branches, we'll say.
Okay.
So with calisthenics, the competitions are usually like reps and sets endurance. So you would do like either like the most reps or like a routine for
Hmm.
time. And then with street lifting, it's kind of like the powerlifting of calisthenics. So it's one rep, but you're doing as much weight as possible.
Okay.
Yeah. So
So
this competition was the street lifting. So it was a one rep max.
okay, got it. And like
Hmm.
so you had I just think it's crazy like how fast you got into it too, because you said 2019, right? Was when you first started.
Yeah. Well, Um, I discovered it in 2019. I discovered that gym right at the beginning of 2020. So that's when I think of like when my actual start was, when I
Started.
like got into the gym.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's incredible. And then 2023, you're in Germany.
Yeah, a lot happened during that time. Like
Yeah.
it's a short period of time, but so 2020 was when COVID happened. I don't know
Hmm.
if you remember that.
Yep.
But so I went to that gym for about 2 months and then they closed down because of COVID.
Hmm.
But people were still going unofficially. Like we were just like meeting up and working out.
Yeah.
And so I basically created a workout group,
Uh-huh.
like a community workout group. And after I saw my first competition that I competed in, I discovered it on Instagram. I went there and I saw that, or I learned that there were two other guys that competed there that were from the same area that I was in.
Oh,
So
okay.
when we got back, we were like, okay, let's form a team. And basically we created, we call it uh, we call the meetups DMV Calisthenics, and then our
Mhm.
team is Team Gainz. And basically we just organized workouts. So we were working out at least 2 to 3 times a week,
Uh-huh.
doing like heavy endurance. And I was the only girl, of course, so
Yeah.
it was hard for me, and I was always like lagging behind everyone else. But I mean, I was overtraining. I was training way too much, is what I'm saying. And but I kept it up like for an entire year, and that's really when I saw like the biggest transformation, like in my body and everything. Was really like after that year of just like solid training with the guys.
Yeah, that's incredible. Like, so when you say you're overtraining, did you anything happen that was bad, or is it just like how you have to train for this sport?
Um, I would say, yeah, I don't recommend I don't recommend doing what I did.
Okay.
It's not healthy for your body. Like people kind of think about like um gaining muscle and working out, and they just think that's a good thing, but actually it's a bell curve. Like it's good
Hmm.
until a certain point, and then it starts being bad, right? Especially for females, because our body needs a certain level of fat. We need reserves. So like I was depleting myself, and I definitely had a lot of pains and like issues, and some things I'm still like working through even now, I think.
Hmm.
Just with like just like how my body is now. Nothing like, I mean, like muscular wise, like I'm stiff in areas, and some areas are painful, and I've had to just like work through a lot of that.
Hmm.
And even just like energy levels, like I started being tired all the time, and I had to like make sure that I was like taking supplements to kind of like replenish my body. So there was a lot of that kind of like management that I had to like start paying attention to.
And so you said, you're still like working through the some of those things now, and are you
Yeah.
working? Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, yeah, I'm just trying to like prioritize longevity a little bit better, because like
Hmm.
obviously training like I was not sustainable, and yeah, it just wasn't sustainable.
Yeah, no, that's good. I'm glad you like realized that. Did Are you working at all with a coach now?
I am working with a coach now.
Mhm.
Not entirely. We work on specific movements together,
Oh,
but like everything else I kind of just like manage myself. So like what I eat, and like the other movements that I work on, I kind of like manage that, and I manage rest days and stuff like that.
well, since you brought it up, what kinds of things do you eat?
So I eat a lot of, I grew up eating like rice, a lot of rice and peas. I'm Jamaican, so
Mhm.
so I still like eat that kind of diet, but
Yeah.
I don't eat like a lot of processed foods, or I try to stay away from like processed stuff. Once in a while is fine, but
Mhm.
yeah, so I tend to like eat like root vegetables, like sweet potatoes or yams, chicken. I like salmon, and yeah, just like I think it's typical, but I know other people don't eat like that. So
Yeah.
um yeah, and then I always have like a side of veggies, and yeah, I would say it's pretty balanced.
Yeah. Are you trying to get like a certain amount of protein every day?
I don't have like a specific number, like I don't track.
Okay.
So I guess no, I don't
Yeah.
have a specific, but I do try to make sure that I am eating a lot of protein.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think that's probably sounds like you're being really healthy about everything, so that's good. So I was gonna ask, like, I know I did touch on like the different types of competitions, but like, could you take me through like what actual like when you're at a competition, what are you actually doing for those like max sets or for the endurance? Like what exercises are you doing?
So for max sets or calisthenics endurance when there's routines,
Yeah.
I would have like already trained the routines several times. So I kind of like know what I'm getting into. So it's really just getting my mind ready to do the work and to like to show like all the training that I've done. But and then when it comes to like street lifting, it's kind of the same. It's it's really just trying to get your body like ready to perform at its best. So that could be like mentally, paying attention. I'm paying attention to what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling, and I'm trying to make sure that it's all positive, regardless of like the situation or what other people are saying.
Hmm.
It has to be. I have to be in like a positive state of mind. I have to be like just like ready to execute. So I just try to get myself to that point.
Yeah, I imagine it's probably pretty hard to like stay focused in those types of situations just because like people are just like right there next to you. You don't really have, I mean, I don't know how it is to like walk up there and like have to do like pull-ups or whatever, but like I can imagine it's got to be a bit of a mental game for sure.
Yeah, I mean, to actually walk up there,
Hmm.
it's like a performance. So if you're going to like do a speech in front of everybody, or
Hmm.
it's kind of like the same feeling where it's like, you're nervous, you're anxious, everyone's gonna be watching you, but you just gotta I would say it's a little easier because at least for me, like
Yeah.
I'm not like a big speaker type of person.
Hmm.
Um, I'm more comfortable like with action.
Yeah.
And so like once I used to play like the clarinet, for example. Like I,
Mhm.
I played clarinet throughout school, and when I go up to perform, it's easier for me because like I just focus in on what I'm doing rather than like the people that are watching. And yeah, there's no like back and forth. So it's just like even though they're watching, it's like you're just like in the moment. You're like in the zone, like you're focused. So
Yeah, no, I can see that. That's cool. So many layers of this competition that are really interesting. What kinds of things like you've had a lot of success? Like what are you working on now?
I'm working on, I want to say, facing myself. It might sound weird, but
Yeah.
so I feel like everyone sees me as like, this giant, especially like in the sport, like a really strong person. And I'll watch those videos that I post the videos. I'll watch them and it's like, yeah, I am really strong.
Hmm.
Um, but people expect me to like keep that up or to like surpass that. And I think for me, like seeing like what I've accomplished, it's intimidating because I'm intimidated by myself because like I'm literally my strongest opponent.
Yeah.
Like I know what I accomplished, and now I have to like if I'm gonna continue competing, I have to somehow like top that. And I don't know, it's a lot of pressure. Right now, honestly, that's what I'm like facing because I have to decide like what I want to do with that. Like, am I gonna continue showing up? Am I gonna go out there and put in the work that's required? Because I know how hard I train, especially like when there's a competition coming up, like I'm like fully locked in,
Hmm.
and there's just a lot. There's a lot that I guess sacrifice, and there's a lot of pain that goes into it, especially like with the pull-ups and pushing through to like get better, get stronger. You have to
Hmm.
push through. Like there's no like easy path where you're just like, oh, I'm just gonna do 5 sets of this and I'm gonna just be stronger now. Like that,
Yeah.
that doesn't work like that.
Mhm.
So I have to like face that. Like, do I wanna like lock in? And it's not the easiest thing. Like I think people underestimate that too. Like they say, "Oh, it's easy for you because like you've already done it," and it's like, no, that's it's so much harder for me now. Like,
Yeah.
especially that like the body wants to be comfortable. The body doesn't want to go through this again. So there's a lot to push through, like mentally,
Mhm.
to just like get myself like to work that hard. So there's that, and then just like deciding if that's what I want to do with my time because there's other things in life,
Yeah.
especially as a female. Yeah, I think there's just a lot of mental things that you have to decide, and you have to be all in. Like at least for me, like I can't like be like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna like kind of do this, but I'm gonna also like kind of work on this other venture that I want to do. Like that doesn't really work out. So I have to be like all in on this, and it's not easy to get to
Mhm.
that point, but that's what I'm facing right now is to like to really decide for myself if that's what I, want to continue doing. And I think you have to, at least for me, it's like I guess once I take like some time off, it's like that getting back into it that's like, the hardest part. And yeah, that's kind of like what I know that's not really probably the answer that you're thinking
No.
of hearing, but
No. No, that's totally acceptable. I was I mean, I can definitely understand um there's that great period of time when you first start a sport that you're just like getting better and better and you're, just trying new things and you have like the newness on your side, so it feels like super fun and interesting. But once you get past that, especially with like you having had and have a lot of success, then it does get harder and a lot more mentally tough because you're like, I've done this before. Can I do it again? Kind of a thing. And with that sport being so mentally difficult, I can totally understand that. When I was in college, I ran the 800, and um, now I wouldn't try to run an 800 because I know it's just not going to go well. So I get that, like if you, not that it's necessarily the same thing, but like I wouldn't even want to try or attempt it because it's just I have so much emotional like baggage with the 800, whereas I like race like longer distance now. I don't have as much of that like comparison of myself because
mm,
you know what I mean? Like I didn't really do distance when I was in college, so I can't really compare myself, and it feels a lot better to me. So I
yeah.
understand what you're facing right now. Um what if you like, is this sport like getting bigger? Is there any stages that like you haven't been a part of that you want to be a part of, or like I'm assuming it's not an Olympic sport. So like is there something above what you have been doing that you want to try?
So the sport is getting bigger. It's definitely growing, especially overseas, I would say a lot more than in America.
Okay.
But it is growing here too. But yeah, there are some competitions that I've been eyeing that I haven't done yet and would be cool to do. So there's that, and there's also the same street lifting competition. So I've been the only athlete from America to qualify and compete at the World Championship, the Final Rep Street Lifting World Championship.
Yeah.
And the first time I went, I had a coach. We had just started working together to prepare for that. And right before the comp, he basically told me to accept second place
What?
um, because like we've been training and we got to a certain point and these girls have been training a lot longer and it's unlikely that I'll actually be able to like win
Uh-huh.
based on where I'm at now is
Uh-huh.
what he was saying.
Yeah.
So I did not like that, of course.
No.
So because I wanted to win,
Yeah.
and so when I went there, I nearly pulled it off. And the only reason why I did not win was because so there's four exercises, and the very first exercise is the weighted muscle up. Um, I wasn't super clear because it was my first time competing there.
Yeah.
I was confused. So you get three attempts. The first attempt, they're supposed to like signal you when to start your lift, and I didn't hear the signal. And so I was just like staring. I was very confused. I was like, there's no signal. And then I just did it. And they were like, good rep. It was a good rep. So I was like, oh, okay, there's no signal.
Yeah.
And then on the second attempt, I just got out there and I just did it because I was like, there's no signal. I'm just gonna do it.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, you didn't wait for the signal. And because apparently I just didn't hear the signal on the first one. And there
Okay.
was one, I just didn't hear it. And then so the second one, I thought there was no signal. And so I just did the lift. But then they were like, oh, you didn't wait for the signal. So then the third attempt was, I failed it. And the second attempt though was good. Like it was a good rep. But if that had counted, then I would have won.
Oh no.
Yeah, which is crazy to think about. Like me, like
Oh,
coming from like, just had basically started street lifting, training like crazy, and then getting there
yeah.
after being told that like, you probably can't win this because, these girls have been doing it for years now. And then like literally almost winning. I was like,
Yeah.
wow, that's crazy.
Oh, that's
So
so frustrating. Yeah.
yeah. So then in 2025, because they have it every 2 years, I qualified again and I went, and right the day before the comp, I got sick. I was not at my best, like at all. Like I couldn't sleep. So unfortunately, again, like I wasn't able to do well.
Yeah.
So it's like I feel like I still like have potential to like actually win,
Oh yeah.
and like I want that, but like I said, it's every 2 years, so it's just a lot to like sacrifice for it. But
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah. So frustrating. I'm so mad for you. So unfair.
Yeah, but that's like
Yeah.
one of the things that's like driving me to like continue. It's because
Yeah.
like I know I can get that, and I just have to like keep going, and yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You got this. Like that's I think yeah.
Thank you.
I understand. Yeah, I would understand wanting to try to like do that again because yeah, I feel like you're right there. Are
Yeah.
you I think you do you also coach as well?
So I did. I
Uh-huh.
I am I am coaching, but not a lot.
Okay.
Um Yeah, last year I started coaching in 2024, and then last year I was prepping for two competitions at the same time. So I was just like, "This is too much. I don't want to be coaching."
Hmm.
Basically got rid of my clients and didn't really take them back. I'm coaching just like some friends right now,
Yeah.
but I'm not really like open to coaching. I
Okay.
think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to build out like some courses that people can do in like a group kind of setting. So yeah, that's in the works, but like one-on-one's not really happening right now.
Yeah, that makes total sense. I'm sure that's like a lot of time.
Yeah.
So when you're like working out now, I know you said there wasn't like any women like on your team. Is there women more so now coming into the gym?
Um, there's definitely more women in the sport now,
Mm-hmm.
which is really great to see. I was actually at there's some college kids that formed an organization with different colleges. So they're trying to build up the sport like at the collegiate level, which is really cool.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was actually just at one of their competitions, and I think there was like was it 8 or 9 women that competed, which is crazy because like
Mhm.
when I was like going around to these competitions, there wasn't more than 3 females usually.
Wow.
So that's like it's great to see.
Hmm.
But as for like me training, I don't live in that area anymore.
Okay.
I've been yeah moving around. But I mostly train just by myself now.
Okay. Prefer that more so?
In some cases, but I do like the community is good. I
Hmm.
think it's definitely more motivating when you have like other people, with you, even if they're guys. Like I was the only female and I still like enjoyed that environment. So I think it's good to have like a group of people that you can train with every now and then. And yeah, I don't have that right now, but I do get that like when I go to events I like to like hang out with everybody, especially it's like part of the culture. Like after an event happens, everyone just like hangs out in the bars and you know, do whatever, do collabs and stuff like that. So yeah.
That's cool. Yeah. I'm glad the culture is good. The community is good in
Mhm.
that sport. That's awesome. Makes a big difference.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm sorry that you have been working out by yourself if you do like to work out with others. I have to ask you this question. Do you climb at all?
Rock climbing?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. I just feel
No.
like your grip strength is obviously amazing and you're super strong. So,
Yeah,
you'd
thank
probably
you.
be an amazing climber as well. We do end our podcast, like our final question is like, what words of empowerment would you give other women that like might want to try calisthenics or any of these sports or are trying something else and they want to like keep going? Like, what words of empowerment would you give them?
I would say like whatever it is that you want to do, you just have to keep pursuing it regardless of like what other people are saying around you. It's important to just like not give up, I guess. Like keep going and don't feel discouraged. Like even when things like might not look good, like it is discouraging. You know, you just gotta like find a way to like keep going. And I think part of that is gonna be like just taking action, you know, just showing up and just doing it even when you might not feel like it. I think the action is what helps like create that path that you want. Does that make sense? Like, you know, people might say things like, "Oh, you can't do this," or "This is too hard," or you might say things to yourself, but ultimately it's going to be like the actions that you take that is really the deciding factor. So,
Yep.
just take the actions that you see are necessary to get to where you want to be
Hmm.
and just keep going. And another part of that, especially for females, is gonna be to pay attention to your environment because I feel like for a lot of females, we tend to like silence ourselves and maybe not like on purpose. Like, you know, we just care about other people and we put other people first and we listen to what people say. And I think it's just important to put yourself in a place where you're gonna feel secure that you can like actually do the things that you want, if that makes sense. Because there's gonna be people that, you know, especially for females, like I feel like they always have like a way that females should be. And, you know, like we should wear this, we should, you know, say that, whatever. But it's important to like make sure that the environment that you put yourself in isn't one that limits you because then it's just gonna be too hard. It's gonna be too hard. That's my advice. It's not the easiest to do, but it's definitely possible. Anything is possible. You just gotta focus on it and take action.
Yes, I love that so much. That last point was great. And then I kind of stopped you before, but did you have like specific training tips or anything you wanted to add in here?
Yeah, definitely listen to your body and don't overdo it. How do you know when you're overdoing it? It's really, it might not be obvious. I would say you really gotta just listen to your body. Like if something hurts, like just take it easy. It's okay to take it easy sometimes. There's gonna be, especially like with our cycles, there's gonna be times when you feel really powerful and there's going to be times when you don't feel powerful and you're like, why can't I do this? I did this yesterday. And it's okay. It's like just take it easy. Things happen things happen in cycles. So don't expect, you're not a guy, you're not going to be the same you were yesterday. So just like don't be hard on yourself. Just like take it easy, keep going. There's going to be that time again where you feel powerful and that's when you go all out. But just like listen to your body and your body knows best.
Yeah, I love that so much. And then if people want to support you, how can they? And I also wanted to ask you, you have merch.
Yes, I do have some merch. And you can find out more and I'll be updating Girls That Muscle Up a little bit more so I have more of those courses,
Yeah.
especially like for females because there's a lot of people that want to get into it, but it's like intimidating. So I'll definitely
Yeah.
be uploading more courses to Girls That Muscle Up. So you can definitely pay attention to that on the socials. And my social is Queen of Gainz. So Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, not much on TikTok, but TikTok and YouTube.
Hmm.
Queen of Gainz everywhere.
Okay, so they could check out what was your URL again for your website?
Girls.muscleup.com.
Okay, perfect. Yes, so they could follow you on Instagram or check you out on YouTube or go onto that website and get some shirts. Great. I'll do my plugs and then we can wrap unless you have anything else you wanted to add.
No, I just wanted to thank you for reaching out. And I think like this is super important what you guys are doing with this
Mhm.
podcast. And, I think just like it's good to reach out to females especially and get their opinions because we might not always share, and it's definitely what's the word, not useful, maybe useful. It's
Mhm.
important to to
Yeah.
to see other people's perspective on things.
Yes. Yeah.
So
100%.
thank you.
Yeah,
Hmm.
thank you. Um, yeah, I 100% agree with that. Obviously, doing this, but yeah. Okay, you can follow me personally. That's at Jacalyn Gross, JACALYNGROSS. You can follow at Women in Power Active at Women in Power Active. You can subscribe to us on YouTube at Women in Power Active, or if you're listening to this video and you want to watch the video version, you can go to the YouTube channel, which is Women in Power Active. This video and audio version of this podcast was produced by Jeremy Canaria and edited by me. Hey, thank you so much for doing this. This has been awesome to listen to. I'm super like empowered. Like I want to go run. It's like
That's
really
great.
inspiring. It's like, oh, you're incredible. And I
Thank
wish you
you.
all the best. I want all the good things for you, and I want you to go back and win that first place.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, perfect. Yay.
Yay.